Hello and welcome to the Coal Authority podcast. The Coal Authority exists to make a better future for people and the environment in mining areas. We carry out vital work to keep people, drinking water and the environment safe from the legacy impacts of our mining heritage. These podcasts are intended to offer some insight into the work that we do and why we do it, and we hope that you will find them interesting, and we would welcome any suggestions for content for future podcasts as these series grow. Without further ado, let's get into the next episode. Thank you.
Hello and a very warm welcome to our fourth episode of our Confidence in the Coalfield podcast series, a podcast where we bring industry professionals together to discuss our collaborative working and the value we bring to the legal community across Scotland with the buying and selling of property or land for development in coalfield areas. I'm Lisa Conway, Development Manager for Scotland. Today I also have my co-host, Alice Gregory, who is our Customer Service Team Leader. And we are both delighted to be joined by the one and only Lorna Innes, Development Director at First Scottish Searching Services. So really excited to have you on today, Lorna. It's great to see you.
Thank you. Great to see you both. Hi, great to see you both on this lovely cold morning in Scotland at 5 degrees now, so there's a bit of a heat wave coming.
It's not as cold here, so yeah, I hope you've got that heating cranked up.
Yes, it is. It is. Slippers on.
Plenty of blankets.
Yeah. So Lorna, before we get into the podcast, I feel like we need to have a little bit of a chat around your Munro bagging. So firstly, what is Munro bagging and what have you been up to?
Well, thanks very much for calling it Munro bagging, because most people just say you're walking up hills. Well, it's not. It's mountains that are 3,000 feet and above. In my 50s, I decided to think this would be a good thing to do. So, of course, we've done a few. But there's one quite outside Crieff called Ben Vorlich, and the second one behind it is called Stuka Crone. I think that, I probably said it wrong. It means danger. So we set off on the first one day and we got to the top. We thought, great, we're here. And then the second one, because it was 55 mile an hour winds, we couldn't do it. So back down we came. So my partner and I. The second time we tried it, we got up to the top of Ben Vorlich. Now, Ben Vorlich, you're walking from loch level right up, so it's a hike. Gets to the top, we couldn't see. So back down we came. So we tried the third time. The third time we did get to the top. Visibility was poor, but there was a lovely old man, and I have to say, I'm guessing 70s or 80s, and he said he was going to attempt it. So I said to my partner, right, follow him. I says, and we'll get there. Well, we followed him. He took off, and then the visibility was so bad that we ended up coming back halfway down. It cleared, and then we managed to get up the top. So after 3 attempts, I managed to get those 2 Munros. But seemingly, it doesn't count that I've been up Ben Vorlich 3 times. That doesn't count as 3 separates. That counts as 1.
That doesn't seem fair now, does it?
It doesn't. It doesn't.
But at least you've achieved it now.
Well, that's it. Well, it was a big thing ticked off. But see, when you're coming down, it's a 3-hour descent. And I'm like, go and get the car.
I've had enough now.
So what's your next adventure?
I'm away to Australia on Thursday. So I'm away to see my son that I haven't seen for a couple of years. Him and his fiancée live in Melbourne. So I'm looking forward to that.
Amazing. Well, have a lovely time, won't you?
Thank you, guys. I would like to say I'm going to miss you both, but I'm not.
I think the kind of craziest thing that I ever did was I went out for a bit of a training run. I was training to do a marathon at the time, and like you get to the kind of like the weekend before and you try and do like a decent amount of mileage. I accidentally did over a full marathon, ended up on 28 miles because I got lost, which was quite embarrassing. And a decent run on that day. And my husband was like, where have you been? I was like, I went on a bit of a longer run and got lost. And I had no idea where I was. To be honest, I don't know how I ended up getting home, but it was highly embarrassing.
But do you know the thing is,
we normally make the mistake with most walks where we either take the wrong route, get lost, end up having to climb through holes in walls, or catch the sunset and then realise it's dark afterwards and you've got to walk through woods. So we normally make many mistakes on walks.
It's nice that we've got these things in common, isn't it? That it does happen to the best of us.
Yeah, totally. That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, and we can laugh about it as well, which is always good.
That's it.
We can definitely. So right, we'll get into the kind of the crux of the podcast. So tell us a little bit, Lorna, about your experience and how you got into this industry.
Goodness God, that's gone back. I've been with First Scottish now 25 years.
Wow.
I went back to university to do a law degree, and I was doing my honours, and I thought, do you know what? I didn't want to be a solicitor, but I wanted to do something related to it, and searching was really, I was really interested in it because I thought I like research and doing things. So that was it. I approached First Scottish, and they took me on. I've done various roles within the company. Now I'm primarily involved in development of new products, services, etc., which is great because everything changes. I mean, this year we've upgraded our document management systems, we've upgraded our searching systems, our servers, we've moved on to a new platform. So it's all good just now.
Fantastic. So it's like you do the exciting part of the job.
Yes. Well, yeah, it's good. Yeah. I would like to say I get the credit for it all, but I don't. I've got a fantastic team behind me. And as you know as well, you need to have a good team.
You do.
100%, yeah.
You do. And that I think like that's the beauty of what me and Alice do as well, because we get to work across many different departments. We've got great relationships across the authority, and it's just to ensure that, you know, when customers work with us, they get a good customer journey, they get the answers they need as quick as possible, which then gives them, you know, confidence in the coalfield, which is what this podcast series is all about.
So I think that's the thing though, isn't it, Lisa? With what we've got in-house, it works really well because we've got that team spirit.
Yeah.
Mind the pun, but we also have professionals we can go to. And I mean, there's not a day in the coal authority that I probably don't learn something new, which is always great.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
every
I think
day's
that's
a school day.
Well, that's true. Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons why we use the coal authority. I mean, I know there's other providers out there that have got the data from yourselves, but if there's an issue or we need to speak to someone, we prefer to have that relationship. We get the information from source. If we've got any questions, then you're really, really quick. I mean, our team have actually, I think now they plot around 96% of their own reports, but just having that other person at the end of the phone makes such a difference. And if we've got something unusual, you're always there to help.
Yeah, see, we've recently looked at our figures in regards to how quickly we're delivering reports. So at the moment we're looking around 99.8%. So that other 2% is probably where we've had to question, or you've had to question something. So that's something my team really prides itself with, is how quickly we can get those reports back to you and your customers.
Yep, I think that's excellent figures, and it is something you should be really proud of. And that is one thing that our team say, that the service delivery we get from yourselves is excellent.
Fabulous. And we aim to keep it that way.
And I think as well, this kind of comes down to, you know, the company values that we both share.
Yeah.
And, you know, so tell us a bit more about your company values, Lorna.
I think our company values, and I think for me the main one's trust. Our customers have got to trust us, so they know that we can deliver, we can get the reports out to them on time, they're accurate. We use reputable sources for doing that. Also building successful relationships, like having a great relationships, for example, with the coal authority and various other third parties. That is something that you really do have to strive towards in business. So that's something we're very proud of.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, the coal authority share the same. So we're, you know, a trusted organisation. We act with integrity. We're open and transparent with our customers, and we deliver on our commitments. And, you know, we're inclusive, promoting a culture of mutual respect. And we recognise that, you know, our differences make us stronger. And we're very innovative. I can't even say the word, innovative and open-minded. And this is why we're really open to like working with others, and we recognize that the past can really help shape our future. So yeah, it's great that we share such similar values as well, because again, that obviously contributes to a good customer journey.
And it helps the working relationship as well.
I was just going to say, and like yourselves, like we have a dedicated customer liaison team, and that really, really helps our production line, so our searchers can focus on doing the reports and working to this service level agreements that we have in place with clients. But our client liaison team are either made up of searchers, paralegals, or we've had sometimes solicitors, and these are the people that our clients are speaking to on the phone, so right away they know what's involved in a property transaction. And again, that gives confidence too if you're speaking to knowledgeable people. But yeah, saying that, if you didn't know an answer to something, then you can refer it on to a manager. So we still have that support.
Yeah, definitely. And I think kind of it really helps to go to some of the events that we're both sort of attending in the coming months. So we've got the CLT Scotland event coming up. We've also got a great relationship with the Scottish Paralegal Association and the fantastic work that they do, because it's really important that as the legal community, legal professionals are able to take that time out and listen to professionals in our industry to hear the updates, and again, like you were saying about the relationships, to strike up those strong relationships with people to ensure that if you have got a problem, you do know where to turn.
Yeah, totally. What I was just going to say as well, and it's really important to keep your face out there, because even though we are the largest provider of searching services in Scotland, we still have to go out there and speak to our clients and try and maintain that, because when you're number one, then you've always got to be looking at more innovative ideas to take things forward.
Yeah.
And definitely. I think the more approachable you are, the easier it is if someone does need to speak to you about something as well, or if there are any queries. And if you're out at those events, it might be you have a quick question you want to pop and ask someone, and it makes it a lot simpler and a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. And I think people probably warm to people more face to face. So it's really good to see a lot of these conferences coming back where it is face to face, like CLT at Murrayfield and then the Scottish Paralegal Association. And people will come up and have a chat, and that is so much easier.
Yeah, absolutely is.
Yeah, well, me and Lisa will be there, so if anyone wants to come and have a chat, pop over.
Yeah.
Come and say hi.
Well, I'll have to give a plug to my guys. So David Adamson and Davy Thompson will both be there, because unfortunately I'm not, but I think for CLT, I think our managing director Ian Fraser will probably be along there. So I hope everyone has a really good time. I'm just sorry I won't be with you all, but next time.
Well, we'll let you off, Lorna, because you are going to Australia.
We've only mentioned it twice today. That's good.
I'm doing well.
So let's move on now and have a little bit of a chat around what's going on in the property market. So I think we are seeing sort of selling prices decrease slightly. So I know in Dundee, Angus and North Fife, we saw some decreases of 2.89%. Selling time has also slowed from 16 days to 21 days. But we can see that buyers paid 101.7% of their home valuation report, which is really positive. And Scotland is always described as a buoyant market,
Yeah.
So although we are kind of into, autumn, things are decreasing. It is a steady decline, but things are, Yeah.
I don't think Scotland's seen the same decline as what England has, but the figures this year compared to last year are 8.31% down. We had quite a good period in the summer between June and July, which was really, really strange. But for example, I'll give you some figures. So when we came out of COVID in 2021, I mean, everyone will know this, but the residential property market was so buoyant. I mean, there was 117,811 residential properties sold in Scotland. 2022, we were at 103,909, and we're probably estimating this year to be 96,000. So
Wow.
It'll be really interesting to see what the first quarter of next year brings. A lot of the industry experts are saying it'll probably just be more of the same, but hopefully we'll get a bit of an increase, because as a business, we are market driven. So see, when the property market's good, that reflects well on us. But just now, because it's 8.3% down, and again, when I get our coal authority figures through on a monthly basis that Lisa compiles, it ties in with that. So everything's there for us to see.
I think it's good as well, because I know Ian Fraser does the financial reports as well, because that's really interesting to kind of look at as well.
Yes.
It's just a nice comparison to see how the market is performing. But yeah, like you say, it's 8.3% down, but against England and Wales, it is still, performing very well. So yeah,
that's good. And that's purely just the residential market. I mean, our figures are mainly based on the residential market because we get those directly from the Registers of Scotland. Commercial, I don't know about yourselves, but when you're out and about, there seems to be a lot of commercial work going on, a lot of refurbs, etc. But again, hopefully that continues too.
And I suppose you've also got the new target the government set for new builds as well that's going to pop up, that might make a difference on the commercial side of things as well.
Yeah. I was up in Huntly recently last week, and there was a lot of big development going on for local authority housing. So because that's the one thing that everyone's crying out for is houses.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are your objectives, Lorna, for the rest of the year?
To keep our existing client base, look after our existing clients, try and get some new clients on if we can. Also looking at integration with case management systems. So just really trying to get a lot of, especially there's 2 or 3 we're working on just now. And that's really it.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like enough to be going on with.
I know, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it's only what month? October, November, December. I'm like, okay.
Fantastic. Okay. So I'm just going to start to wrap things up now, but what does confidence in the coalfields mean to you?
It just means a lot for our clients, because in Scotland, if you're in a coal mining area, you need a coal report to settle your transaction. And the fact is that we go to the coal authority, we get the information direct. If there is a query, which tends to be quite rare, or follow-on reports, then if we're unsure of what to order, then we can contact someone at the coal authority. But it just gives our clients the confidence that they're getting an accurate report.
Absolutely. And I think just to kind of touch on what you were saying there, so yeah, there's 23,000 recorded mine entries, mainly across the Central Belt in Scotland, and that's why, like I say, it is integral in the process of being confident in the decisions when buying a property or land for development. So I just wanted to say a massive thank you, Lorna, for coming onto our podcast today. This is going to be the first of many more to come, with more interesting updates and maybe some more Munro talks in the future.
I don't know if there's any Munros in Australia, though.
I'm disappointed.
Thank you both very much. It's been lovely chatting to you.
No
worries. You.
Always
We'll
nice to talk to you, Lorna.
So we hope you found that podcast interesting and insightful, as we've shown it on our social media channels. If you have any questions or further comments or any suggestions for future podcasts, we'd be really pleased to hear from you. So don't be afraid to get in touch. And we look forward to spending some time with you next time. Thank you.